Today I wanted to talk about some of the pros and cons of doing an 80% lower receiver or just going out and buying a strip lower already ready to roll. Okay, so as far as the pros go, there's really two main pros to going with an 80% lower, which is what was done on this AR-15, and this one was just a strip lower. So the two pros with a regular 80% lower is that A, the government doesn't know that you have it. They typically refer to these as ghost guns, but I think that's a weird name. But anyway, that's a whole argument for another day. But the government doesn't know that this exists. You manufacture it for yourself. That's the biggest pro. The second pro is that you get to learn a bit more about the guts of a lower receiver. You get to learn about how the trigger pocket works and how it machines out and everything. So you get to learn a little bit more when you mill out your own 80% lower receiver. But you don't really learn any addition as far as putting it together as you would with a strip lower receiver. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the cons. So the biggest con is that this, at least I think, is that this is no longer a transferable firearm. Since it's technically considered that I manufactured this lower receiver, I can only manufacture it for me. I cannot manufacture it for friends, family, nobody. I cannot give this firearm away or sell it or do anything like that. This is mine for good, unless I were to swap out the 80% lower with this regular strip serialized lower receiver. Then I can do a regular private transfer. So that's kind of a pain. The second one is obviously effort. This one, I mean, it took me like 3.5 hours to mill it out, and it was a pain in the butt. And so unless you have access to a lot of fancy metal machine work, it's probably not worth it for that. The other pro is, or con I guess, the other con is that it honestly doesn't really save you any bit of money. An 80% lower will run you about $100. Strip lower receiver, they'll run you about $100. So it doesn't really save you any money either. So there's not really a point to an 80% lower other than the two pros that I gave you before. So that is honestly pretty much it as the pros and cons of an 80% lower receiver. Honestly, usually people who do one, like me, I have another buddy who did one. Yeah, we're not going to do them again. We're just going to get a regular strip lower receiver. And besides, guess what? You can buy these on a private transfer, and then the government don't know you got it anyway. How about that? Unless you're like me and make YouTube videos, then they know what all you have. So how about that? Anyway, if you have any other questions about whether or not you should do an 80% lower or just get a regular strip one, please put it in the comments below. Or if you have any other thoughts about an 80% lower or regular lower, put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.